Well, with leaves falling down here in the valley and the snow starting to accumulate up on the hill, it was time to actually get serious about getting these sleds ready for the winter. As you guys know, the name of the game on mountain sleds is two things: horsepower and lightweight. One way you can get rid of a little bit of extra weight is put down the damn fork. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. So next best step is change out those heavy suitcase exhausts with these lightweight silencers. Now, I chose the SLP, the starting line products out of Idaho. In the past, I've used these guys. I run one on my wife's 800 RMK. It's the trail can, but they're awesome. I run that exact same can on all my machines at work, and they're great. They last a long time. They don't blow out. The packing's good in them, and you know, they're just super high quality. So that's why I'm going with the SLP. So let's get a little bit of a sound clip so we have a before and after what this thing sounds like stock and what it sounds like with this noisy bugger on it. Yeah, these guys I ride with are gonna hate me, but it's gonna be light. So, but let's find out how light they're gonna be in a minute. So obviously Polaris has their engineering done on this thing. This thing is super quiet. I mean, this is a 900cc big bore two-stroke, and it is remarkably quiet, but they're heavy. They are heavy. And that's the whole point in going with this for me. Now, in years past, I've ran the SLP trail can with the cookers on top of it, and they give just a little more bark, just a little more bark, you know, to the sound of it, a little bit of sweetness for that candy for your ears, but I really wanted lightweight, super lightweight. So this is a lot lighter, and the nice part about these cans is this meets under the 88 decibels that some states require for your sleds. So luckily my state, as far as where I ride, they don't really care about that, but I know there's a lot of states that do. So check your state laws, make sure that you can do this mod to your sled, because I'm not gonna say I told you to. Let's get this put on. Get off of there, fucker. If you're gonna tackle this job, you've got to have a tool to remove all of the mounting springs. Me personally, I like this one right here. I bought this from Snap-on Tools. Yeah, probably overpaid for it. Can probably buy him cheaper, but hey, he came to me, so that's worth something. You can use vice grips or pliers to get in there and get all the springs and fight them, but do yourself a favor. I know Motion Pro and a couple, you know, power sports tool companies, they sell like T-handle ones. I personally like this one better because it gives me more room in tight spaces for the handle instead of that big T in there. So that's why, another reason I like this one. So we're gonna go ahead, remove the springs off this thing, lift this suitcase out, and we're gonna do some weight comparisons between this and that probably gonna be noisy can that I'm gonna be changing in 2 rides because it's too loud. But anyways, let's get it pulled off, do some weight measurements.
Yeah! Got it. This little feller's fun to get to. Yeah! Oh, stay there. There he is. Ta-da!
All right, let's do some weighing on what the stock unit is and what the new one is. So, got the old crane scale, like that one right there. Yeah! Wow. Not bad, not good. All right, let's see what this thing weighs in, shall we? Zeroed out. Where do I hook? No. Come on, man. Maybe. Ta-da. 15.3. No, 15.16. Right around there. I'm gonna say 15 pounds right there. 15 pounds for that big bugger. And it feels like it. Now for this new feller. So pretty, just look at it. Let's see. 0 out. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. 6 pounds. That's a substantial weight savings right there. I don't say so myself. So let's go through the process of bolting this little feller on. Feel like I should be in one of those pictures where they're fishing. Yeah. So here's what comes in the kit. You got some heat tape to go in the belly right there. It's usually not enough, so I buy some more at the hardware store, put on it. 2 washers to go underneath the expansion chamber to shim it up just a wee bit. New fastener and a bracket to go in the tunnel right here, like that one. And then the same bracket actually rivets right here in the front of the tunnel. And then the new silicone O-ring that goes around the bottom of the silencer and the bottom of the basically the plastic right here. And obviously just a wee bit of anti-seize and a new zip tie for the wire for the sensor. First things first, I'm gonna take a little starting fluid, or as we like to call it, glow plugs in a can, and clean out the bottom half of all this, so everything that we put on it that's adhesion based will stick to it. And then we'll go ahead and put the brackets in. I'll show you where they go. And then pretty much it's basically just pulling springs over to the new silencer and bam, done deal. Oh, and we got to silicone some stuff, but yeah, that's last step. So let's get cleaning. First thing I want you to do, take a little tab here with just a tickle of blue Loctite on it. Thread into this bulkhead hole right here, like so. See if I can do this one-handed. And they want you to put the tab in the 1 o'clock position. I don't know why we couldn't do 12:48, but apparently it's got to be 1 o'clock. So, to make them happy, the instruction people happy, we will place that at 1 o'clock. Not 12:48, not 12:52. 1 o'clock. And it's click, click, torque to specs. Now looking at the instructions, the good people at SLP want me to drill out that rivet right there and install another one of these brackets right here with the supplied rivet. So I'm going to go ahead, drill that out, and get that installed. Position it right there, they say. Lettering. Oh, wow, that's a good rivet. Holy cow. Wow. All right, tight's tight, I guess. So the last thing they want you to do before you put the silencer in is install these 2 washers between the expansion chamber and the little rubber grommet mount that goes way down inside on top of this aluminum cross member right here in front of the bulkhead. Now, the easiest way I found to do this is just leave the pipe on the machine, push it back towards the left-hand side, and that will raise it up. A little bit of glass cleaner down on the rubber piece, and just push it through with your thumb. Slide this on top of the mount like so, and then reinsert it in the bottom of the expansion chamber. I would show you, but I can't hardly see it here, so I doubt it's going to show up on camera. But once I get it put on, we'll see if we can get a better picture. That's the grommet I was talking about. 2 washers. Go just like so over the top. Then that just retains in that bottom bracket on the expansion chamber. Take a little bit of some glass cleaner, or a lot, whatever, and just right up in the bottom side of it. Yeah. There you go. Installed. Time to put the silencer in. Make sure you take the factory rubber cushion off the bottom of your stock can, and then take this new silicone gasket, O-ring, whatever you want to call it, that they provide with you. Slide it over the silencer itself and make sure the rounded edge is facing down. So let's throw this thing in.
So they want you to come up and cut this factory zip tie that holds the exhaust sensor in place. So you got a little more room.
Take just a wee bit of anti-sizzle, put on the threads, so in the future, if you ever have to pull this out, it doesn't seize. Don't need much, just a tickle on the threads. Go ahead, spin it in, send it home. Then we'll take the provided zip tie and tie the excess up out of the way to the factory harness. Torque to specs. All right, let's see what she does. Woo! Yeah, that's noticeably a little louder. I'm going to apologize in advance to my riding buddies that you might want the earplugs. Yeah. Holy shnikes. But it does sound good. I think sounds healthy. All right. Guess time will tell, right? Oh yeah. One last little upgrade. Gotta have the old muff pot. I mean, let's face it. Does this look like a guy that misses many meals? No. Guy's gotta have a nice hot burrito out on the trail, if you know what I mean. So, at the end of the day, they claimed extra horsepower, lightweight, and you know, place for a feller to cook a freaking burrito. You know, if he's hungry, or fajita, or hot dog, or, I mean, whatever you want. So, do I think it's worth it? I think it's worth the money. So, you guys decide. Put it down in the comments. Do you guys run the stock exhaust, or do you usually run a can? If you do you run the competition can or the trail can? Are you in one of those states that you have to be below the 88 decibels? I don't know. Put them down in the comments. I'd like to know. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.